from Balls to You, and in this video we are going to be looking over the Ultramel clutch. This season is going to be, as I said before, not the greatest for me this year. However, the babies that I will be hatching will be absolutely amazing. I want to talk a little bit about the Ultramel project itself. The Ultramel project for me was something that captivated me regarding the colours and the possibility. Then what also threw me is how many people actually sort of don't work with it, or don't, know it sort of really exists, and don't really know its genetics. So I'm going to give you a quick Ultramel sort of 101, if you like, going over it and just talking a little bit about it before we look at the clutch. So the Ultramel is a recessive gene. In the UK, a lot of people spend big money on the Ultramel gene. I believe probably about 10 years ago for a pair, you were probably talking about sort of £15,000, which, is big money. Then what happened was we had the banana gene and the coral glow gene show itself, and again, sort of the Ultramel then sort of was a recessive project, or it is a recessive project. So a lot of people thought, well, hang on a minute, it's going to take me longer to make babies with a recessive project than it will with a banana or coral glow. The other side of that was also the money. It is quicker, or it was quicker, still is quicker, to produce babies which are of a codominant or a incomplete dominant gene, as opposed to using a recessive gene. So of course bananas were big money. A lot of people went out, dropped the Ultramel project, and then went and brought into the bananas. The problem with that was it was short-lived for the banana. So even though the price of a banana, I believe one of the first males was sold possibly to Brad Bower, was going for like $50,000, that was strong money, and the babies and the offspring was strong money. As we've seen, the banana does have a sex-linked trait, but that aside, we're talking about Ultramels. So of course, the money that when they started breeding the bananas, you were generating the money quicker and getting it back. The downside to that was the banana and the coral glow gene lost its value. In other words, it sort of was a project that was very short-lived at the top, or reigning at the top. For me, the banana still makes a beautiful combination with other genes, and you can make some beautiful, stunning animals. But what I like the longevity in a project. I love to make those, 3 gene combos, but I also like to make the hets. So I like to make those 3 gene versions and the hets. So with something like Ultramel, with it being a recessive, you start producing your hets, holding them back, breeding them together, you're going to start hitting combos which have the Ultramel on top. And it certainly won't take you that long. So for me, the Ultramel project was just absolutely fantastic. The colours, the vibrancy, just boom, I was just like, wow. And a lot of people just didn't work with it. So for me, I work everything I have. I love working with. I don't work with albino. There's a good friend of mine, Alan, over at No Limit Morphs. He's a heavy hitter on albino stuff, and he's made some incredible stuff. I'm not a fan of lavender albino. Nothing wrong with it, just not a fan of the project. Certainly the Dreamsicle project for me is an awesome project, but again, I'm not a fan of it. I only like working with stuff that interests me. It's not about the money, it's about what I enjoy, what I want to hatch, what I want to see, what I want to see I can produce. Not world's first, but world's best. Quality shines through. So for me, I sort of, like I said before in many other videos, it's all about re-engineering. So yes, you can make a bumblebee, but can you make it better? And the answer is yes. So for me, looking at projects and starting at the bottom was my intention all along, because I just wanted the best of the best to make those combos, to see what they look like. Some people can make a pastel leopard and it's fantastic, but then can it be better? can you make something better? So for me, it's the same with recessive projects. So you can see a low expression pied or a low expression clown or a low expression ultramel. And you know, when I say low expression, I mean not low white on the pied. I'm talking about, you know, sort of not the brightest example, you know, the oranges aren't quite orange, but so you can make low expressions of, and again, pastels and other combinations. But when we talk about recessives, for me, it's got to be how the parents look. I want that parent to pop. I know if that parent pops, the offspring are going to pop. And for me, that's what it's about. So when we look at the Ultramel clutch, which we will, I can't show you the dad. I believe I showed him in the previous video. He's currently busy in with a lady. However, I can show you the mom. She's starting to put weight back on. She's out to shed. In the other video, she was in shed. So let me go and grab her. Obviously, she's a little bit deflated because of the eggs, but she's brilliant. She's currently putting on weight, which is awesome. I don't overfeed the females after they've laid. I do go back into that once a week type cycle, maybe once every 5 days. I just like them to build up lean quality muscle. So stay tuned, hold on, let me go and grab her. So here she is, and I thought I'd show her off around my neck. Now as you can see, she has beautiful oranges, beautiful sort of yellows, really intense colours. And again, just look at the vibrance in this girl. This is just a straight up Ultramel female. And I've showed this girl in previous, I've showed this girl in previous videos. And in post pictures on Instagram, but for me, this is what I want to look at as adults. I want the adults to be popping. I want for me to open that tub and go, wow, imagine what the offspring are going to look like, imagine what the babies are going to look like. And for me, this is the pinnacle of your breeding. So basically you can take a single gene animal and pick the best and keep it growed up and produce from that animal, so that the babies or the offspring are going to be absolutely. So it's all about quality over quantity, guys. And for me, the Ultramel Project was something that really ticked the box. They don't have any issues with females not laying. They have no issues with kinking. They have no issues with anything whatsoever that I've seen. And certainly for me, as you can see, this girl just absolutely blows my mind. Now, good things you can do with the Ultramel stuff. Obviously an Ultramel pied, I've seen them in real life. They are awesome. The orange on the pied will bring out and amplify the colours in the Ultramel itself. But clown as well, again, the right combination of clown will absolutely make this this beautiful girl pop. So this gene for me is really underrated, and for me, a lot of people aren't working with it, which is fine. I like it that way because for me, I just like to make those animals that people, you know, stops people in the tracks. So for me, the Ultramel gene, the Ultramel Project is close to my heart. Let's see if I can get a close up of her head. Bless her. So for me, the Ultramel Project is an absolutely awesome project to get into, and again, not many things are being done. So yeah, there are 2 lines of Ultramel. They are compatible. The one thing I will advise you guys to do if you are going to get into the Ultramel Project, make sure you are buying an Ultramel and not a caramel, because the caramel is a gene that is very similar. It's duller, it's more creams, if you can imagine, like an orangey creamy color. And I have seen people at reptile shows, not going to name any reptile shows, however, selling caramels as Ultramels. And this is where, guys, you need to be buying your Ultramel line from a reputable breeder. You need to be speaking to that person, asking them, you know, where did they get it from, who did it, you know, where did it originate from. This particular line is the Noah line. This came from Noah over in Africa. That came through Crystal Palace, which went to a good friend of mine, which I ended up getting myself. So For me, I can trace the bloodline back, and for me, I do believe the Noah line is, I wouldn't say better, but for me, I have more consistency, and I've seen more consistency with the Noah line in the colours and the overall just vibrance of the actual snake itself. So for me, I have Justin Kabelka did actually do. There's two lines. I forget the other line now, but he bred both lines together, and both lines are compatible. We went through a thing back in the day where certain lines of recessive projects, people were saying that they weren't actually compatible when really they were. So for me, the two lines of Ultramel are compatible. I also did that breeding myself, and again, it was probably about 2 years ago now. A good friend of mine had the other line of Ultramel, bred them together. Sure enough, we got babies. So, and all babies obviously showed the recessive trait of Ultramel. What you'd probably get in that clutch as they got older, some of them would probably turn a slightly different colour, because the other line of Ultramel isn't as vibrant. It's still more vibrant than a caramel, but not as vibrant as this line. So what you'd probably see is that line probably not showing itself sort of to the fullest. However, it was compatible, like I said, produced beautiful babies, and yeah, so I also proved that out for myself as well, because that was something I was really intrigued with. So anyway, I'm going to shut up. I showed you the mom, I showed you the parent, I've showed you the dad even in the other video. Let's look at these babies, because these babies have shed out. They are ready to go. I've got them all set up. Believe it or not, guys, I had 6 babies. I've decided to keep one for myself, which was the Pastel Ultramel female. And out of the 6 I had, I've got 2 left, 1 male, 1 female. So that's how fast they go out. I'm not sure I'm going to get anything, any more visual Ultramel babies this season. I am currently breeding and trying to produce some hets, which will possibly contain my Black Phantom line and also Cinnamon. So stay tuned for that. I have got a Pastel het female who may go, but I'm not holding out any hopes. But anyway, without further ado, let's look at these babies. Here we have in front of us is a standard Ultramel baby, and I hope you guys agree with me. There is nothing standard about the Ultramel gene. As you've just saw the mom, they just get better with age, and something like this, there is no end of combinations for me that you could put in that would make this get better. So fire, vanilla, yellow belly, leopard, black pastel, cinnamon, phantom, you know, all sorts of genes, GHI, you know, all sorts of genes would make these absolutely stand out. And with these babies, again, they are absolutely A grade for me, and I just can't wait. I love it when people come and they collect a Ultramel, or they receive an Ultramel from myself, because the feedback I get is absolutely awesome. They are certainly blown away. They can't believe that, you know, ball pythons like this really exist. And again, we all know banana and coral glow look absolutely amazing, but again, with age they do tend to fade. But genetically not knocking banana or coral glow, for me the Ultramel gene is just a beautiful, stunning, vibrant gene. Beautiful bellies. Again, just absolutely awesome. So let's have a look at a Pastel Ultramel. So here we have, guys, is a Pastel Ultramel, and I do hope the camera is doing this girl some justice. What we have, and I'll clearly point it out, we have very deep oranges here coming up into almost like a sort of deep yellow colour, and then lightening and coming up onto the dorsal. Again, the pastel brings in some beautiful coloration. We have some real nice blushing on the dorsal, and again the head itself is just completely blushed out. You'll find the eye stripe is really intensified with the pastel being added in, and for me, as I said, these guys just get better with age. And again, pastel is one of those genes that I know has been around for quite a long time, but it is still an important key in a lot of combinations and a lot of projects. One of those projects recently is the puzzle project. Pastel and puzzle work absolutely fantastic together, and they really do make that puzzle project pop. And it's very similar with the Ultramel stuff. Ultramel stuff with the pastel really does work. It's a beautiful combination. Again, I'd love to see something like a simple lemon blast, which is obviously pastel pinstripe, mixed in with the Ultramel. A good friend of mine has got, I believe, a lemon blast Ultramel, and the picture he sent me was really nice. I am trying to get it off him, but yeah, I might need to bend his arm a little bit more or something a bit more, but yeah, I am trying to get it off him, but it is beautiful. So for me, the Ultramel gene, like I said, really is an awesome project. Very unique. There is quite a few people who realise its potential. There are quite a few people that realise its potential, and again, a lot of people are getting more into it and are getting into the project just for the fact of the coloration and how beautiful the animals look. For me, like I said to you before, stuff like lavender albino in the pieds, which obviously make the dreamsicles, are a real stunning project. Obviously it's a triple recessive, sorry, it's a double recessive. The one I'm thinking of is the Holy Grail, which I believe is the clown pied lavender albino. For me, I'd love to see the Ultramel version of that, which would obviously be Ultramel clown pied. For me, I think that would really give the Holy Grail or the Grail a run for its money. But that's my take. Like I said, all projects are fantastic. I just prefer stuff like this, and yeah, for me, I love to see that colour and the deeps, the deepness of the colours that are coming through. I mean, the purples on this guy or girl. I can't remember if this is the boy or the girl. So this is the girl. This is my holdback. The colours on her, for me, are just what's going to absolutely push the projects in the future forward. So there we have it, guys. Just a quick look and a discussion about the Ultramel project and how I feel and how I see the project. I hope you've enjoyed this little video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it regarding it's been a little bit different. Again, thanks for all your love and your support. I really do appreciate it. Love the fact that you guys smash that like button every time I post a video. Remember, the notification bell has been modified, so please hit that. The notifications are getting better. And again, guys, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It really does mean the world to me. Okay, guys? Hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope you're all doing well. And again, take care, and I'll speak to you guys soon.